All right, so I'm really excited to talk to you today about something that authors use a lot of times in their writing. And so after we talk about it today, you might even think about it when you're writing sometimes, because I bet some of you guys as writers include the things that other writers do. So when we're reading books, lots of times there's when authors throw something in, we're going to call it like a little signpost. What does that even mean? What would that mean? Like a signpost. What does that make you think of?
Sign on a post.
A sign on a post. Exactly right. What kind of sign on a post? What kinds of signs do we see on posts?
Bass Pro.
A Bass Pro sign that tells you like where Bass Pro is. Okay.
A stop sign.
A stop sign.
Like a sign where you cannot park. Or
A no parking sign.
Well, like how many miles you're going or how many miles it is.
Oh, like until the next town. How many miles till the next town? Great.
Like a street sign.
Street sign that tells you where you're going, like what street you're on.
A caution sign.
Caution. Why would you need a caution sign?
Because then you know where to not step.
Oh, okay. So like if like on a walking path or something, like caution, like falling rock maybe, or like a hole in the ground or something that you need to be aware of. What?
Deer.
A
because
deer?
of signs of like the animals on it running across the
It's
road.
like look out for something, right? When like the state of Missouri puts up signs on the road, it means look out for something. Even if it's a Bass Pro sign, it's telling us look out for Bass Pro. Okay, go ahead and put your hands down, and I'm going to tell you about some of the signs, even though the author doesn't plant a sign in the book, because can they do that? No, they make different things happen in stories that make us stop and think, whoa, we're learning something new here. So I'm just going to go through and tell you what those signposts are, and then we're going to read a story and maybe look for some of those, okay? So you're going to kind of be like little signpost detectives when we read our story. So one of the signposts that authors do in their books is again and again. What do we know about again and again?
Like the same thing keeps happening over and over and over.
Have you ever experienced that in a book? Tell me about that. Tell your friends about that.
When when almost like in every Genevieve book, she says that the B stands for B something.
B stands for Beatrice.
Yeah, and
Okay.
almost in every book in Genevieve books that's what they.
So that's something that author does again and again. Fantastic example. So smart. I'm just amazed by the brilliance in this room today.
Like in a Jack and Annie book, they go on adventures in every book.
Did you guys know that you already knew about one of those signposts? Again and again. Awesome. You have another example?
Well, it's not in a book. It's in a different thing in songs.
Sometimes in songs and sometimes just in life. Tell me about the song.
It's one that I forgot what it was called. It started with begin something.
So sometimes when we're lots of times when we're listening to a song, the songwriter, which is the author, repeats the same words over and over again, and that's must be an important part of the song. Yes.
Like in Mary Mac. She goes like Mac, Mac, Mac.
Miss Mary Mac, Mac, Mac. That's something that's repeated again and again. Fantastic example. Okay, so that's one, again and again. The next one we're going to meet on our reading journey is called the aha moment.
What?
And like everybody say, aha.
Aha.
Okay, now stop. Think about when you would ever say, aha. When would you say?
When you find something and you're like, aha.
Find something. Like if I found a piece of mud on the floor, I'd say, aha.
No, you find
Tell
something
me.
that you were looking for.
Found something you're looking for, okay. Like if you're investigating information and you're like, aha, that's what sharks eat.
Like in a dictionary.
Oh, in a dictionary, okay.
When you're making a bet and somebody doesn't believe you and you go online and you find it and you say, aha!
And you Google and you're like, aha, I was right. Like, aha, fantastic example.
Like in the magic tree house, they're like, because they found like treasure and stuff.
Something they're looking for, okay? And they say, aha.
Once I was playing a game with my sister. She said, "Aha! I found you."
So it's like finding something, finding out something new. Or maybe the character in the story is like, "Ah, I never knew that before." Have you ever had that in your brain? You're like, I learned something new. Sometimes adults call that an aha moment because I never knew that. An aha. Okay, so we've again and again, the aha moment and a memory moment. A memory moment. What do you think a memory moment might be?
Maybe when it reminds you of like maybe something you did.
Like having a memory of something that you've done. What if a character in a book has a memory? Put your hands down. Because if your hand's up, you're thinking about what you want to say and not what the speaker's saying. So let's think. A memory moment. What would it mean for a character in a story to have a memory moment? Think it in your mind for a minute.
Something they've knew for a long time.
Something they knew, okay. Something going on in their brain.
Like something like the characters like has and they did, and then like if you had the same experience.
If they've had the same experience, okay.
If like an author's writing a book and they remember something that they like did, and they might write their own story about a memory that they had, like something they did.
Okay, if an author's writing about a memory.
When I read a book in library, when we was having computer lab, it was I think it was called like Jackie Robinson or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminded me of a movie called 42.
Okay, so you had a memory of when you watched a movie. That was kind of a connection that made you recall a memory. Everybody understand what a memory is? Something you remember that happened to you a long time ago. Something from your past. Okay, so again and again, the aha, the memory moment where we remember the character's remembering something. This one's really tough. This one is called contrast and contradictions. That's really tough for second grade. What that really means is like, if I'm super happy in the story and then all of a sudden I'm not happy anymore, that's something different. There's a change in the character. Or if everybody's getting along great and all of a sudden they're not. Something's changing and the author is like, whoa, something really important's happening here. We need to think about this. What?
On a movie, this big movie too, he's really happy, and then he finds out that somebody, his secret agent, a girl, somebody he likes, and they're going away, and then he's all happy about it, and then when he gets there, she says that she's going away, and then he gets all sad.
That's a contrast and a contradiction. That's a major change in a character in the story. And you know, all of these signposts we're talking about today are not just in books. They're in movies and to TV shows and things that we watch too. So you'll see these everywhere now that you know about them. Even in life. Like if you're getting along really great with your best friend and then they come to school and one day don't want to play with you, that's something totally different than that person's ever done before. And so you're like really need to check into it and see what's going on, right? That means you need to pay attention.
Like Junie B. Jones, which is really happy, and like the Junie B. Jones superhero field day.
Junie B. Jones Superhero Field Day. Okay, tell me what happens in that book.
Well, like she wakes up and she's like, wow, about like she wanting to get like the captain on field day. That means she gets to tell them what to do.
Okay.
And then whenever she gets picked, and then this other girl got picked,
Uh-huh.
it makes her really sad because they didn't keep on winning.
So she has a change. Junie B has a change in that story. So I'm concerned that your pants are more important that you're learning right now, and I'm concerned that your shoes are more important that you're learning. So you just stop that, okay? All right, so sit like your friends are, okay? And show me you're ready to learn. Great, okay. Do you have an example? Okay.
In a book that I read, it was they were friends and they liked to wear tutus a lot.
Okay.
And they were pink. They would wear them everywhere. But when they were in dance class, they could wear them there. But then they were doing a play, and the lead of them, they were both happy and they were friends. But then when they both wanted to be it, they didn't get along. But then at the end, they got along, and they were snowflakes with pink tutus on.
Oh goodness. Well, when they were getting along, and then they weren't getting along. When they changed behavior like that, that means stop. We really need to pay attention and think about what's going on. You guys have fantastic examples. I'm just like blown away by your bright, smart answers today. Let's see. Word of the wiser. Think about that for a minute and what you know about the word wise. Words of the wiser. Anybody? What do you think words of the wiser mean? What's it mean to be wise, first of all? Just tell me.
Brave.
To be smart.
Brave, smart.
No.
Do you know anybody who's wise, gives really great advice, has had maybe a lot of experiences in their life, and they can give you some good advice? Okay, so hands back down. Now think, words of the wiser, what would that mean?
Words that explain people that are wise.
Okay.
Some words that you didn't know that you would kind of like want to know.
Okay, so we've all experienced Junie B, right?
Yeah.
Has anybody older than Junie B ever given her advice?
Yeah.
Mom and dad? Who else?
Teacher.
Teacher? Yeah, yeah. Grandpa Miller, doesn't he give Junie B lots of advice and kind of tell her about behavior and things? So that's like when the character's kind of learning a lesson, and we should pay attention to that. Is if an adult, someone older than the character, is maybe telling them something to do.
Bless you.
The last one is tough question. And that one means if the character is really asking a burning question. A burning question is something that you really want answered. And sometimes, the character goes through the story and they're wondering something and they're asking their friends for the answer. And that one's kind of tricky. Sometimes that's like a life question that they could be asking. Yes, ma'am.
I'm thinking of tough questions where the author asks you a question and it's like, have you ever experienced something and you can't figure out the answer?
So when the author might ask you a question and want you to see if you can figure out the answer, okay.
A tough question was when my sister, she kept asking me where, what do sharks eat? How do they live? What kinds of them are they? And every time she would see me outside, she would keep asking me.
Oh my goodness. So that was her tough question. That was like her burning question that she just had to find the answer to. Well, these things that you're talking about, you're going to find in life, you're going to find in TV shows and in movies and in books. Yes, ma'am.
In the movie, no girls are allowed to fight and only boys can. And
Okay.
she doesn't know why.
So that was her tough question. She really kind of struggled with that.
She was trying to help her dad out, so she fought for her dad, but they found out she was a girl.
Okay.
Like if
someone's reading the story and like in splat books, something happens and the readers like how they do that and then the book ends and you have to get another book to see what happens.
Okay, so that would be like the reader's tough question, kind of burning question. Yes.
Like he was telling, like in splat books, they have like one of them we read. He had to find the other book to go with it.
To find the answer.
Yeah, and it was really tough. Because I was thinking like when I got home, like I was thinking like what? Because I read the book and I was thinking what else is going.
That still hung with you, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to read a book today. And I'm not going to tell you which ones, but some of these authors' signposts, several of them actually, are in this one story. And I want you to listen to the story and enjoy it because it's a really great story and I bet you can all kind of connect with it. But while we're reading, be thinking about whether you see something again and again. If the character's like, aha, or if something changes, or if someone gives advice, if the character has a really tough question they want answered, or if they have a memory moment. Can you look for those things? Okay, but here's the thing, you can't blurt it while we're reading, okay? Because I don't want your thinking to interrupt your neighbor's thinking, because everybody's going to have great ideas, okay? You ready? Ira Sleeps Over. Has anybody read this book? Okay, well you haven't read it and looked for signposts, so it'll be like a fresh new experience for you, even though you've read it.
I saw you said I saw the book and one that is up there. I know.
Oh, you already know? You already have a thought in your mind? Okay. Ira Sleeps Over. I was invited to sleep at Reggie's house. Was I happy? I had never slept at a friend's house before. But I had a problem. It began when my sister said, "Are you taking your teddy bear along?" "Taking my teddy bear along," I said. "To my friend's house? Are you kidding? That's the silliest thing I ever heard. Of course I'm not taking my teddy bear." And then she said, "But you've never slept without your teddy bear before. How will you feel sleeping without your teddy bear for the very first time?" I'll feel just fine. I'll feel great. I'll probably even love sleeping without my teddy bear. Just don't worry about it, I said. Who's worried? She said. But now she had me thinking about it. Now she really had me thinking about it. I began to wonder, suppose I won't like sleeping without my teddy bear. Suppose I just hate sleeping without my teddy bear. Should I take him? Take him, said my mother. Take him, said my father. But Reggie will laugh, I said. He'll say I'm a baby. He won't laugh, said my mother. He won't laugh, said my father. He'll laugh, said my sister. I decided to not take my teddy bear. That afternoon I played with Reggie. Reggie had plans, big plans. Tonight, he said, when you come to my house, we're going to have fun, fun, fun. First, I'll show you my junk collection, and after that, we'll have a wrestling match, and after that, a pillow fight, and after that, we'll do magic tricks, and after that, we'll play checkers, and after that, we'll play dominoes, and after that, we can fool around with my magnifying glass. Great, I said. I can hardly wait. By the way, I asked, what do you think about teddy bears? Is he getting a little nervous? Yeah. Okay, eyes up here, please. But Reggie just went on talking and planning as if he'd never even heard of teddy bears. And after that, he said, do you know what we can do after that? I mean, when the lights are out and the house is really dark, guess what we can do? What, I asked. Tell ghost stories. Ghost stories, I said. Ghost stories, said Reggie. Really scary, creepy, spooky ghost stories. I began to think about my teddy bear. Does your house get very dark, I said. Mm-hmm, said Reggie. Very, very dark? Uh-huh, said Reggie. By the way, I said again, what do you think of teddy bears? Suddenly, Reggie was in a big hurry to go someplace. See you tonight, he said. See ya, I said. I decided to take my teddy bear. Good, said my father. Good, said my mother. But my sister said, what if Reggie wants to know your teddy bear's name? Did you think about that? And did you think about how he'll laugh and say Ta-Ta is a silly baby name, even for a teddy bear? He won't ask, I said. He's gonna ask, she said. I decided to not take my teddy bear. At last, it was time to go to Reggie's house. Good night, said my mother. Good night, said my father. Sleep tight, said my sister. I went next door to where Reggie lived. That night, Reggie showed me his junk. He showed me his flashlight, his collection of bottle caps, a chain made of chewing paper wrappers, some picture postcards, an egg timer, jumbo goggles, a false nose, and a mustache, and a bunch of old rubber stamps and labels from his father's office. We decided to play office with the rubber stamps. After that, we had a wrestling match. And after that, we had a pillow fight. And after that, Reggie's father said, bedtime. All ready? Said Reggie. All ready, said his father. We got into bed. Good night, said Reggie's father. Good night, we said. Reggie sighed. I sighed. We can tell ghost stories, said Reggie. Do you know any? I asked. Uh-huh, said Reggie. Reggie began to tell a ghost story. Ready? You guys ready for it? Once there was this ghost, and he lived in a haunted house, only he did most of the haunting himself. This house was empty except for the ghost because nobody wanted to go near this house, and they were so afraid of this ghost. And every night this ghost would walk around this house and make all kinds of clunky, creepy sounds. A roomf, like that. And he would go around looking for people to scare because that's what he liked to do most, scare people. And he was very scary to look at. Oh, was he scary to look at. Reggie stopped. Are you scared? He asked. Uh-huh, I said. Are you? What? Said Reggie. Are you scared? Just a minute, said Reggie. I have to get something. What do you have to get? I asked. Oh, something, said Reggie. Reggie pulled the something out of a drawer. The room was dark, but I could see it had fuzzy arms and legs and was about the size of a teddy bear. I looked again. It was a teddy bear. Reggie got back into bed. Now about this ghost, he said. Is that your teddy bear? I asked. What? Said Reggie. Is that your teddy bear? Oh, you mean this teddy bear? The one you're holding, I said. Mm-hmm, Reggie answered. Do you sleep with him all the time? What? Said Reggie. Do you sleep with him all the time? Uh-huh. Does your teddy bear have a name? Does your teddy bear have a name? I said even louder. Uh-huh, Reggie answered. Well, what is it? You won't laugh? Said Reggie. No, I won't laugh, I said. Promise? I promise. It's Foo-Foo. Did you say Foo-Foo? Mm-hmm, said Reggie. Just a minute, I said. I have to get something. What do you have to get? Reggie asked. Oh, something, I answered. The next minute, I was ringing my own doorbell. The door opened. Ira, everyone said. What are you doing here? I changed my mind, I answered. You what? Said my mother. You what? Said my father. You what? Said my sister. She was still up. I changed my mind, I said. I decided to take Ta-Ta after all. I went upstairs. Soon I was down again with Ta-Ta. And my sister said, if I can get the page turned, Reggie will laugh. You're just going to see how he'll laugh. He's going to fall down laughing. He won't laugh, said my mother. He won't laugh, said my father. Oh, he won't laugh, I said. I came back to Reggie's room. I have a teddy bear too, I said. You want to know his name? I waited for Reggie to say, uh-huh. But Reggie didn't say, uh-huh. Reggie didn't say anything. I looked at Reggie. He was fast asleep, just like that. He'd fallen asleep. Reggie, wake up, I said. You have to finish telling ghost stories. But Reggie just held his teddy bear closer and went right on sleeping. And after that, well, there wasn't anything to do after that. Good night, I whispered to Ta-Ta, and I fell asleep too. That's silly. Okay, now's the big moment for you to be thinking about all those fantastic signposts we happen to see. Put your hands down. All right. So, everybody look up here and think about your signpost. Look at your signposts up here and think about the ones that we might have seen. Put your hand down. You're thinking. Do you see different ones, or do you see one, or do you see two? Show me how many fingers you're seeing. How many signposts you're seeing. Show me how many fingers. Some see two. Don't look at your neighbor. I don't care what your neighbor's thinking. Use your own brain. Are you worried about your shoe again? Okay, so show me your fingers. You have two? Okay, which two do you see?
Well, when the mom and the dad said yeah, and the sister said he'll laugh, and
Okay.
the mom and the dad said no, he won't laugh.
Okay.
And the tough question was when
Okay, so what's the laughing and the not laughing and the sister and the mom and dad? Which one is that?
contrast.
Because there was a difference in what the sister was saying and what the parents were saying. Do you guys agree? Okay. Another one.
When Reggie
Stand up.
he kept saying,
Hold up. Stand up. Okay. If all your ideas are taken, then you sit down. If you have something different left you want to share, then you stay standing up. Okay? So you shared yours, and you have another one to share? Okay, go ahead.
Reggie, when they was walking to their house, he kept saying after that, after that, after that, after that.
Okay. So what is that?
Again and again.
Again and again. So the same thing kept happening again and again. And after that, and then after that, and after that. Okay. Did you have another idea? Is that the only one? You have another one? Okay. Your body needs to be still
When
standing
his
up.
parents kept saying, you should take the teddy bear, and his sister said, he's gonna laugh, that was a tough question for him to see if he was gonna take his teddy bear.
Okay, he had a burning question the whole time, didn't he? What was his question? He had a question that he didn't really know what to do. What was it? What was it?
To take his teddy bear.
Yeah, about his teddy bear, teddy bear, to take it or to not take it. Okay, did you have another one? Did you have another one? No?
Yeah.
Okay, you do have another one. Okay.
Well, his,
If all your ideas are taken, then sit.
well, when his sister kept saying he'll laugh and he'll laugh and he'll laugh and he'll laugh, but he kept saying he won't.
Okay, his sister kept saying he's gonna laugh, he's gonna laugh, he's gonna laugh. That was what?
Again and again.
Again and again. That happened again and again with that character. Okay, did you have another one?
And when he was asking should he take it or should he not, he was asking a lot, and that is again and again.
Okay, he asked the same question again and again. So that's like 2 in 1. Great.
I was thinking of some
Contrasts and contradictions. Okay, what was your reason for that?
because he kept changing his mind if he's gonna get it, not get it, not get it, not get it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that one. So he was contrasting his own ideas. He was like, yeah, I'm going to take it. No, I'm not going to take it. Yeah, I'm going to take it. No, I'm not going to take it. Fantastic thinking. I'm so amazed by all this brightness today. Yes.
Memory moment because when Reggie got out his teddy bear, he remembered that he had one on you.
Okay. So he sort of did have a memory moment. He's like, "Aw, yeah, I think I'll go get my bear." Okay, I get it. Do you have another one?
Mine is, why didn't he just take it and ignore his sister about what he was saying?
Okay, so that's your question, but we need to think about the character's tough question. But that's good that you were wondering while you were reading, because I could tell that you were really wanting to know what was going to happen, really trying to figure the situation
When
out.
Reggie kept talking,
Is that all you had?
when Reggie kept talking, Ira
Yeah,
kept asking, what about teddy bears? What about teddy bears? And Reggie didn't answer
okay, what would that be?
again and again.
Again and again, where he kept asking him again and again. Did you have another one? Okay.
When his
I can see you standing up. I'll correct it.
when his little sister said reminded him that he was gonna take his teddy bear, and he remembered that he remembered that his sister remembered that he had a teddy bear. and
Okay.
He always slept with it.
Okay, and so what would that be?
A memory moment.
Okay. Okay.
The aha moment because he was like, aha, I should get the teddy bear. Because he knew Reggie would have.
He realized. That's amazing. So smart. So smart. Yes. Is that all you had?
His parents were being wise, and his sister wasn't. And when his parents kept saying, "You need to take your teddy bear," and his sister's like, "Reggie's gonna laugh at me. Reggie's gonna laugh at me."
Right. And so what are you saying that one is? Words of the wiser, because his parents really tried to give him some good advice, right? Yeah, and should you listen to what your sister says if she's kind of making fun of you?
No.
Yeah, I'd go with what your heart says, right? So smart, so smart. Yes, ma'am.
When they were walking and when Reggie was spending the night with the boy who was spending the night with him, he said, "Is your house really dark? Is your house really dark?"
Oh, he kept asking that. So what one are you thinking that is? He asked it again and again. Okay. Do you have another one? Or was that that it? Okay. Have a seat. Go ahead.
At the end when she came home begging Tata
Uh-huh.
when she came to the boy's house after she got her teddy bear. She's like, wake up, wake up. Don't you want to know my teddy bear's name? Wake up.
Uh-huh. And so what are you thinking that is?
Again and again.
Oh, where he kept saying, wake up, wake up. Okay. All right. Good thinking.
Or it was another aha moment because when his sister was telling him she was going to laugh and his mom and dad were telling him that he should take it, he was like, aha, I should take it. Aha, I should. Aha, I should.
So you're thinking he had lots of aha moments, like, aha, I should do this. Aha, I should do that. But then he kept going back on, like, second guessing himself maybe?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You have another one? So much brilliance.
The two boys met, and Reggie was telling him that they were gonna do this, that they were gonna play games and they were gonna have bell fights and they were gonna play checkers and dominoes and they were gonna wrestle. That was again and again.
Okay.
He was saying stuff what they were gonna do again.
So all of the stuff over and over. Okay.
Well, I was thinking like, aha, because like she was looking out the window and he was standing there and she said he's gonna laugh and then she's like, haha.
Oh, you're thinking a ha-ha moment versus an aha, I learned something new moment. Yeah, okay. Because you know what brothers and sisters do, right? I can tell you know a lot about that. Okay, fantastic. I'm so glad that you do. It's amazing, amazing thinking. But what we're going to do is you're going to pick the one signpost that you really thought was great in this story. The one that just really hooked you, okay? It can, one of these up here, okay? Got it in your mind? Okay, I'm going to give you a little bookmark. And so if you said again and again, you're going to pick the again and again bookmark, and you're going to write the part of the story that you recall was again and again. All right? If you're thinking that you want to do the contrast and contradiction, fill out the part of the story that you felt like was a little bit of a contrast and a contradiction. I want to say that I am so incredibly, have a seat, impressed with all of your second grade thinking today. I was kind of nervous that maybe we wouldn't understand these because it's really tough. These signposts are super tough, but I guessed it wrong. You guys were smarty pants today and you got every single one of them like that. You even thought of so many signposts that I didn't even see in this story, and I've read this story lots of times. Very smart. Look at your neighbor and say, your thinking is awesome.
Your thinking is awesome.
Okay,